Guys, today we're going to be talking about the Chanel holiday collection for 2021. I teased this a little bit when I did my Sephora VIB sale haul video. I hauled a few other things that I purchased as well, and I showed you the quad that comes with this collection. So we'll be playing with this, and I did also get the iridescent illuminating fluid. I also picked up the Balm Essentiel in the shade Or Gold. So that is this guy right here. I'll be showing you more close-ups in a little bit. I did also get the two liquid shadows. These are the Ombre Premier Locks, I guess, and this is the two shades. And then I did also pick up two lipsticks, so we'll play with those as well. I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate both of these products in there. They're both highlighting kind of products. I feel like this is maybe a little bit too deep for me in terms of just like a straight up highlight. So I'm wondering if I should mix it in with my base, like just a little bit, just to give me a little bit of glow. But I pulled out the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh tint, and this has enough of a glow all on its own. So maybe I will try and find a different base. One moment, please. So interestingly enough, I was going through all of my Chanel foundations, and most of them have quite a bit of glow to them, and I thought this would be way overkill. So this is, I would say, the most skin-like finish foundation that I have from Chanel. And this is their Sublimage Latent. This is like their skincare. It's almost like their tinted cream. And this has some decent glow as well, but just not as much as the other ones that I have, like that Water Fresh tint. I also have the new Vita Lumiere. That one has quite a bit of glow. Anyway, we're going with this one today. Okay, before I apply this to my face, let me just show you a close-up of the bottle here. And here is a swatch of it on my hand. So it has a little bit of a thinner texture than, say, something like a liquid foundation. And so the swatch that you see is fairly thick. That is not exactly how it's going to end up looking on your skin, unless you put it on that thick. But it's pretty much not going to end up looking quite so pigmented on your skin because it does have a thinner consistency. But I did want to just like not fully blend it out for you so you can get a sense of the tone of this liquid highlighter. So I pumped out a little bit of the highlighter here. It's going to start running. And then I have some of the foundation here. So I'm going to pick up both on my Clé de Peau brush here and actually mix it onto the back of my hand and apply. So I pretty much just went back and forth. I would say, I don't know, this is kind of like a 50-50 mix. Oh yes, you can see quite a lovely glow there. And the shade that I have in this foundation is 020, pretty sure it's 020. No, I'm sorry, it's just 20 beige. And that has always been a good shade for me. And I don't feel like the highlighter has deepened it up. I don't think it's pigmented enough to deepen up the foundation. Even though it looks deeper than the foundation, it's just, it's too thin, I think, to make a difference. But it is definitely making a difference in terms of the finish. This is a much more glowy base now, which is really lovely, especially for the holidays. All right, so there is the base applied. I'm actually really happy with it. As you guys know, I have dry skin, so I really like this glow. I hope the camera and the lighting is catching the glow for you, but this has like a teensy bit of a shimmer to it. It's not even as glittery as micro glitter. It's even finer than that, but you can definitely see it on the skin. It's really pretty, and again, incredibly appropriate for holiday. So I'm gonna use a little bit of my Kogen Do Natural Lighting Powder, just a teensy bit, just to set this down. I really don't want to take away from the beautiful glow, but I do think it needs to be set down. So just pressing some onto my cheek and eye area and my T-zone. Okay, great. Yeah, the glow from that highlighter, it's still coming through, so awesome. All right. Moving on, I'm just gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Newgasm palette and throw on some of this contour bronzer situation and add a little bit of this as my blush here. Okay, now I want to go in with the Balm Essentiel stick here, and this is in the shade Or. Here's a close-up of the stick, and it has such a beautiful, like, micro glittery kind of shimmer of gold in there, but it has like a beigey base. It's really, really lovely. Here is a swatch of it on my hand. It's going to be a little bit difficult to see because it's kind of like light skin tone colored. So anyway, this is a balm. So the balm itself, like the formula itself, has a little bit of glow to it, a little bit of shine. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this with my finger. Going to use my middle finger here and just tap. And again, because it's that balm that's giving it that real glossy shine, you're gonna get a really kind of like wet looking highlight. So pretty. I think I have every single one of these balm sticks when they started coming out with them. My God, four years ago, maybe? 3-4 years ago? So there is the balm. That's the high shine that you see. Let me put some just on the bridge of my nose here, not too far down. Some up here above my brow. All right, that is lovely. Really very, very pretty. And because it's so balmy, I feel like this would work on pretty much any skin tone because it's just gonna give you that little bit of shimmer. There really isn't that much pigment to it because it's the balm, you know, it's like a clear balm with like a little bit of a tint to it. Okay, I'm gonna use my Persona Swipe Up Brow Gel just to finish up my brows here. And then we can move on to the eyeshadows. I'm so excited. Okay, so we have a lot of options in terms of eyeshadows. We have these two liquid eyeshadows, and then we have this quad. Now, I do feel like the liquid eyeshadows pretty much mimic the quad. We have like almost like a sooty black shade in there, and then we have this gold, and that's pretty much what we see here. So I don't know, I kind of wish, like I like the cohesion of this, but I wish they would have done something a little bit different so you could kind of mix and match. But anyway, I think what I want to do is put down some of this black shadow. It has a little bit of micro glitter of gold in there. Here's a close-up of the tube, and here is a swatch of the black one. And while we're at it, here is the gold tube, and here's a swatch of the gold one. So I've had okay luck with these liquid eyeshadows. I don't think they're the easiest to use, but I don't think they're the most difficult either. So I do think they take a little bit of getting used to. I think you have to take it slow with these shadows. I definitely like layering them. I don't think you should go in like whole hog. Like if you want a really deep, dark black look, I don't think you should just like slap a whole bunch on and then hope that it's gonna blend out evenly, because it probably won't. So I am going to take the applicator, it's a doe foot applicator, and I'm just gonna swipe a little bit along my lash line. These do set down, so these are long wear, so I like to take it a little bit slow with these shadows too. So light layers, small area. I'm making them sound very, very high maintenance, but I think it makes them very, very versatile. Do you see that golden shimmer in there? Oh, so pretty. Yeah, I can feel this one has set down already. It'll start to feel like tacky, and then it'll feel like completely immovable. So I'm gonna swipe a little bit above where I just blended that out. And then again, use my finger to blend out. And see how you can build up the color? So yeah, I like using light layers with this and kind of tapping it in. This shade is not cooperating. Do you see how it's lifting up in the center of my lid there? Huh. Let me let this layer really set down and then see if I can layer on top. Because I feel like sometimes if it's not completely set down and you keep adding layers, you're just kind of like taking one layer of the product and lifting the other layer up. It's like they almost stick together. So I'm gonna let this completely set down and then add a little bit more. Okay, that is set down. So I'm gonna add a little bit more right to this spot where it's not sticking. And then I'm just gonna press. No, I'm making a mess out of this one. I feel like the last release that they did with these, I had the same problem, but I was okay with like the batch before. I can't even remember the collections, but yeah, there was like a release of them, maybe the first time they released them, and I had good luck with them, and then I just haven't had very good luck with these since. Do you see like those little patches? How weird. And I can't seem to like cover them up. I can't seem to blend over those spots. They just don't like that area on my lid, which is weird. Huh. Okay. I may need to remove this and maybe try the gold just to see. Now I'm just really curious to see if these work. I'll be right back. I'm gonna remove this. Okay, I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this foundation to my eyelid and blend that in. Okay, so while that is setting, oh, actually let me apply a little bit of powder to that eye. Okay, now let's actually try the gold on the other eye. Hopefully this one will work maybe a little bit better. I'm gonna start along my lash line, apply a little bit up here, and taking a clean finger, and I'm just tapping that out. Oh, well that's very pretty. I wonder, because this shade is lighter, and like whether or not you can see my skin kind of coming through the actual shadow, like you can't really tell the difference. Where the black, when it's streaky, it's so obvious. Because this looks even to me, but it may be a little streaky and I just can't tell. Ooh, that's so pretty though. I really like this one. This one is in the shade 27 or Ombre. I'm gonna add just a little bit more here, and I'm just pressing that in. You know what, I'm taking a close look and I do see that it's like lifted right along here, but it's just less noticeable with these shades that are lighter and a little bit closer to my skin tone. That is a shame. I mean, I've tried these shadows with my finger, with a brush, and someone at the Chanel counter who I DM with occasionally on Instagram, he told me that these are meant to be a base and that you're supposed to use the the powder shadows over them. But I mean, I feel like we're just sort of like fixing like a bad product, you know what I mean? Like we're just like, oh yeah, you know, it's streaky, but that's okay, just go over it with powder. That doesn't really make sense to me. I feel like this should look pretty good whether or not I have powder on top of it. So I don't know. I definitely can't say that I can recommend these. So I've never applied these liquid shadows over powder. I don't know how that would work, but I think that's the only like combo that I haven't tried. So why don't we go ahead and move over to the quad here. So here's a close look at this quad. It's so cute. This collection was inspired by the 100th anniversary of Chanel No. 5, their iconic fragrance. And here are some swatches of the 4 colors. So these are all baked gelée shadows. So they have a really beautiful sheer kind of ethereal quality to them, but they're very, I think, can be very easily built up. The top two, these two definitely seem like topper shades. They're a little bit chunkier than the two on the bottom. This is still like a golden, like a light gold metallic, and this black is, it's pretty much like a matte black, but because it's a baked gelée formula, it has a little softness to it. It's not quite as chalky looking as like a matte black. But since I want to try one of these over like a powder shadow, I'm going to start with this black shade because I think that'll be fun. If it does work, this will look really pretty over the black. So I've got my Esom S33 brush. I'm going to go into this black shade. And oh, I have an eyelash here. And just gonna start along my lash line. Okay, this looks extremely dramatic, especially when it's on just one eye. But I wanted to make sure I got a good amount of this black down. I feel like some of this gold shade got into the black because I'm seeing some gold flecks in here, which there aren't any in the black shade. There's like no glitter in there. So I apologize, but I think, yeah, it got a little bit messy in that quad there after I swatched it. Okay, so we're just experimenting. I'm gonna go ahead and tap some of this on. Let's see what happens. I'm actually gonna take my finger and I've tried this technique before too, just grabbing it off of the doe foot applicator and then pressing it on. I think it works better over the powder shadow. I don't necessarily know that I like this particular look. Again, we're just experimenting. I don't know that it's still great though. I feel like the liquid shadow definitely picked up some of the powder shadow underneath. And at some angle, I'm trying to figure out actually at the different angles, am I seeing more of the metallic sheen or am I seeing like my lid underneath? I think I'm seeing my lid underneath, like right here. I see that. Yeah, this is not perfect for me. I don't like this. And I also don't like really high maintenance makeup, you know? I want to be able to just kind of slap it on and go. And, you know, if it's like a certain technique I need to use, I'll use it. But I have tried everything with a lot of these ombre Premier Lacs. Yeah, the first batch, like I said, the first time I used them, I thought they were really decent. I was like, okay, great, liquid shadows. But these are not that good. They're just looking really funky, really funky. Okay, let me remove all of this and then we'll focus on the quad. Oof, forgive me, I am not gonna be able to remove all of the glitter that the liquid shadow left behind. I'm being pretty gentle with my eyelids because this is the third time I'm putting makeup on today. I had a few other videos and things to film today, so my eyelids are getting a little bit raw. Okay, back to eyeshadow. Let's take a look at this quad. I think I'm gonna put this shadow all over. This is like the golden one, the bottom left-hand corner. I'm gonna take my Sonia G Jumbo Blender Brush. This is like a really nice, dense, chubby, like, it's like a flat shader, but not really because it's so chubby, but it's kind of like that idea. Anyway, I'm gonna use this to pick up some of this gold shade. And wow, that's really pretty. Ooh. It's like a duochrome from like a white gold to like a light yellow gold. All right, there is that shade pretty much all over. What I wanted to do is add just a little bit of this black just to the outer corners of my eyes, just to deepen up the outer corners a little bit, add a little bit of dimension. I'm gonna take my trusty Esom W36 brush and just dip it into this black shade, and then I'm gonna brush it across my hand, get off any excess. I don't want it too dramatic. And just sweep it over that gold shade. I'm taking that jumbo blender and just running it over the black just to soften it a little bit. But it's kind of like a fun graphic touch there. Let's see if I can do the same thing in the other eye. That's always the tricky part, isn't it? All right, so those are the two bottom shades. And then like I mentioned, these two shades are like topper shades. This is just like a white flaky shade that I feel like we've seen before. Chanel has come out with, I think in their fall 2019 collection, they came out with single shadows, and one was a white and it was kind of flaky, and I'm pretty sure it's the same as this. So I'm gonna try and use this one. I'm just gonna tap that over the center of my lid, see if we can even see it over that pretty gold. But this has a warmer feel to it, like a copper kind of feel to it. So I'm just gonna tap that over my lid. Oh, you could see it a little bit. It's giving me quite a bit of fallout though. But here it is with, and then there's no topper shade on this side. So it just adds like a little bit of glitter, a little bit of warmth. I don't know if it's necessary, I'm just gonna do the same thing here. All right, really pretty. So, I enjoyed this quad. I just don't think that there's anything terribly unique about it. I think it is very pretty. I think it's very holiday. But I do think these are the two shades that I would use the most. And we're talking about like a kind of a soft matte black and a yellow kind of white gold. I'm pretty sure I can find those elsewhere. And then these two topper shades, I feel like so many quads come with topper shades now. Do I really want these particular tones? This one is very pretty, but again, I feel like with these two at the bottom, like I could have done with like a duo. I think that would have been really nice. But anyway, let me go ahead and apply a little bit more of this black shade as liner. And I'm using my BK Beauty A504 brush. This is actually like a small blender, but because I want to do like a little bit of a smoky look, I'm lining my eyes in a smoky way. Okay, wow, I have quite a bit of fallout from that last shade that I applied. All right, let me curl my eyelashes. I'm gonna apply some mascara and then we'll be back to play with the two lipsticks that I got. All right, so the lipsticks inspired by Chanel No. 5, they actually have a little 5 imprint on the top here, on the top of the bullet. Packaging is so beautiful, like their Rouge Allure lipsticks. And the box that it came in actually is kind of a special limited edition box as well. So let's see, I got two shades. The first one, let's go by number, 147 Emblématique. And here is that shade. It's like a really interesting, it's like a reddish orange, but it's not quite as bright as the other ones I have in my collection. It's a little bit more subdued. So very beautiful. Here's a swatch of that shade. And then next we have shade number 191 Rouge Brûlant. And this is a shade I just don't have like many colors in my collection like this. It's like a warm rose. I don't know how else to describe it. It has a little bit of orange in there, but it's like a pinky rose. It's so interesting. Anyway, here is a swatch of that color as well. So I'm going to start with this 191. And I'm so curious how this is going to look on me. Isn't it an interesting color? It's like a subdued melon, I guess. So yeah, I really don't have many colors like this in my collection, if at all. I'm not sure if it suits my skin tone. I don't know. All right, you guys let me know what you think down below in the comment section. I'm gonna take this off and we'll try the other color. Okay, so this is shade number 147. All right, here we have a very traditionally holiday kind of red. It is a little bit on the cool side. This to me is like the French girls red. I definitely prefer them warmer, but this is really appropriate for the holidays. Well, all right, that is it for this Chanel Holiday 2021 collection. I have to say the two highlighters are my favorite products. The liquid highlighter, I thought that looks beautiful, like added into my foundation. The Balm Essentiel, I think is really gorgeous. I do love this product, so I'm not surprised. The lipstick formula is great or whatever. I decided to get some colors that I don't usually get. So I'm not too keen on the colors that I got. I mean, I think they're lovely. They're really pretty, especially if you like a cooler toned red. This is, gorgeous. And the fact that it's limited edition with the 5 on there, just so pretty. So pretty. I was the most excited for the eye products, so maybe that's why they're the biggest disappointment, but these just don't work well for me. Like I said, I feel like I've tried them in every which way, every combination, and they just don't do it for me. And this quad, again, really great for the collector in you, since, again, we're celebrating Chanel No. 5. But in terms of the shades in here, they're nice. They're really nice, but I don't think that they're very earth-shattering, and I don't feel like this color combination is that unique or that different, or like, oh yeah, like I gotta get that quad. It's okay. It's okay. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this collection down below in my comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.